Hey everybody, welcome to Series Recap here for the week of June 20th. Another awesome week of action here at Series E as we kicked off our third week of play in both Apex Legends and Halo Infinite. And while CEO is going on this week, and we still had Guilty Gear on Thursday night, so it was a hell of a week. Let's get into the fun. Of course, as always, let's start off with Apex Legends action. Kicking off week number 3, it's been a battle through the first couple of weeks, specifically between Team Vizio and Team Excedrin. And coming into Tuesday night, both of those teams were looking to make their mark once again. Ultimately, on Tuesday, it was the Vizio show. They had a very strong finish to the day that saw them grabbing their second open night victory of the season, as well as reclaiming first place on the overall leaderboard. Going into Wednesday, we have still yet to have our first day of official Pro Night competition, as while we have seen fixes for the server issues, pro teams are neck deep in scrims for the ALGS Championship. But we did end up hosting a second open night this week, which certainly had its fair share of action. On Wednesday, we weren't able to see the continuation of Excedrin and Vizio's dominance, and it turned into Intel's night. The squad that has had some bumps and bruises here early on in the season finally found their form in game number 3 Wednesday night, and then they looked dominant throughout, coming out on top for their first night victory of the season. It seems Intel might be back, and that certainly will spell trouble for the top teams so far this season, so make sure to keep an eye as the Apex action continues. Now let's talk some Guilty Gear Striive. Of course, as I mentioned at the top of the show, CEO is going on this weekend, and we do want to wish safe travels and great competition to everybody heading out that way. Make sure to keep an eye out for some Series E competitors that will be there, as Jonathan Tene, Razo, and Solstice will all be at CEO representing Esports Arena. We wish them the best of luck. Now turning towards Series E, of course, while a lot of talent is headed out to CEO, there is still a smattering of really good players coming out to compete Thursday night. Umisho, Red Ditto, and Shine were all here to compete, as well as a range of fresh faces here in Series E. We saw a good mix of new characters coming out. We got some Testament from Stealthy, a Gold Lewis, and more. And while we did see a Zato in Grand Finals, it of course was not Jonathan Tene this time. Peppery Splash made the run through the losers bracket to meet who else but Umisho in the grand finals. And while Umisho did come out on top for their second week in a row, Peppery Splash gave them all that they could handle. The set went a full 5 games. It was very fun to watch, and Peppery Splash certainly should feel very good about that performance. But it continues to be the Umisho here in Series E. This week in Halo Infinite, of course, action kicked off on Monday night with our open night competition. Now, if you have watched the last couple of shows here for Series Recap, I've certainly been critical of Esports Arena Red and Blue, but I've also been very focused on emphasizing that the squads are early in their journey and looking to build and grow here in Series E. Coming into this week, they were just looking to take some steps forward, and they certainly did that on Monday night. Both squads made it into top 8, and while once getting there, Esports Arena Blue did go 0-2 in their top 8 matches. Esports Arena Red was able to get a win under the belt and took Torrent to a full 3 games. While the teams still have a long way to go, their progression seems to be well paced, and they are moving in the right direction. Turning towards the rest of the bracket, we ended up with a Torrent versus Sintanegra winners finals that went the distance. Torrent ended up coming out on top, while Sintanegra headed down to the losers bracket. Despite losing that early set against Torrent, they were able to get back, though, to grand finals, and Sintanegra earned a rematch at the end of the bracket. Despite that, though, Torrent came out once again in a full 3-game set to take the championship this week in Halo Infinite. But I'm looking forward to those teams, as well as Esports Arena Red and Blue, meeting up once again in the very near future. All right, folks, that does it here for Series Recap for the week of June 20th. A lot of fun action here at Series E, and we're well underway with the season. season. Make sure to tune in all week next week. Remember, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific time at twitch.tv/esports arena. That's the only place you need to be. Also, for more content from Esports Arena, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. We love you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. We'll see you next time.